You're watching Animated Evil.
Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of Game Pass with me, Animated Evil. As always, I'm your host. This is my new series where I play games from Game Pass and I'm going to talk about them. With that said, we are on the letter A and we have 3 games for us to look at today. Game number 1, as you can see, is called A Plague Tale: Innocence. Although I've yet to finish this amazing game, and I mean amazing, I'm more than a few hours in, I can tell you it is an absolute gem. This is a third-person stealth game with a brilliant story and some very good gameplay mechanics. You play as Amicia de Rune, a lady of some note in France back in the good old days of 1348. I'm not going to spoil the story, but Amicia finds herself having to flee home, taking her little brother Hugo along the way. The problem with France in 1348 is all about the rats, and we're talking millions. So to get around the issue, you have to solve puzzles along the way, using stealth as much as you can. Get caught by the rats, you die. Get caught by the military personnel that are everywhere, you die. Get too far from Hugo when you split up, you're going to get caught and you're going to die. It's worth mentioning then the connection with Hugo. So you have to lead your poor brother Hugo by the hand at all points. You are able to let him go to solve puzzles, but if you get too far, he's going to start panicking, he's going to make some noise, and you're going to die. Throughout the game, there is a few fights with sort of bosses that you come across where you're forced into battle. This has to be solved with the only thing she's got, a slingshot. So you're locked into a little arena, you will have a little boss fight, and you've got to, I suppose, find a way to destroy that boss with using a couple of rocks and a slingshot. The video we're watching does not give this game justice. It's an absolutely terrific story that gets you engaged in the characters, engaged in what's happening to the characters, and you really care that you want to get through this game. It really does. And this comes as, from me, as a highly recommended title to play. While this little clip plays out, I hope I haven't ruined any of the story for this game. But yeah, it is a fantastic game to play. Please check this one out if you can. If you can't, well, it's all good. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And we're going to move on to the second game, which is what other than A Way Out. Now, this is again is a third-person genre. However, technically an action adventure game. If I can get my words out. So what is this? It's a very cleverly designed as a split screen co-op multiplayer, either couch or online with a friend, if you have one. If, unlike me, you do have plenty of friends, at the beginning of the game, you and your friend or couch co-op partner get to choose who is playing who. One will pick Leo, one will pick Vincent. Both protagonists, absolutely fantastic, and you will fall in love with them immediately. From the off, once the game starts, after a little lengthy cutscene, the game feels very Prison Break, the TV series, from the get-go. The footage you see on your screen is from very early on in the game. You both start off in prison, it's time to break out. Where the story goes after that, unfortunately, you're going to have to play the game yourself because I am not doing spoilers. So as you can see, split screen is the name of the game. It continues throughout, and each player can see and hear what the other is doing all the way through the game. There are moments when the screen is shared to one screen rather than split, where one player will take over all the action and you will be focused on that. It doesn't detract from the experience. It's very, very good. There will be an example in a minute, but this is very early gameplay. It's not the best example I could have given. There is much better story arcs later on in the game. However, sharing footage from later on would just have been too much of a spoiler for me, and I'm vying to be completely, again, like I said, spoiler free. It is worth reminding you at this point there is no single player option whatsoever. It has to be couch co-op or multiplayer. The good thing is only one person needs to own the game. If you own the game, you can invite a friend and they can join you whether they own it or not. You get a free download. It's all good. The only thing they miss out on is achievements. I've completed this game twice. I'm on my third run through with a different friend. And I think that really says everything for itself. This game comes as not just advised, but a necessity. And with that said, as this plays out, moving along to the third and final game in this video, which you will see very shortly. Yes, of course, it is the AI, the Somnium Files. And you knew this already because you saw it on the thumbnail, right? Right? Nah, maybe not. Now, I've only come across this game because it was alphabetical in nature. I'm doing these games alphabetically. This game did originally release on PlayStation 4, I believe, back in 2019, and it only came to Xbox in September of 2021. I don't know whether it was locked behind some agreement or whatever. However, this is where we are. So that's the reason I found it alphabetical. With that said, I have kind of fallen in love a little bit straight away with this. I really have. And I shall tell you why in a second. So AI is classed as a mystery adventure game. Not a title we know what it is. I would personally call it a point and click detective game. That's just me, but in this instance I think I am correct in calling it exactly that. So straight to the protagonist. You play as Detective Kanami Date. I hope I got that right. I'm not so versed with the Japanese names. You're basically working for the homicide department in the SHIB, I think. That's basically the special branch of the police force in a future Tokyo. And from what we gather early on, serial killer. We're investigating a serial killer. The gameplay itself, as you can see from the video, you're going to see in the video, it's split into two parts. Okay, so you are a detective, and you do something within the Somnium area. So, you've got the initial investigation and an area or a game mode called the Somnium. Although I'm not too far into it yet, I do hear there's multiple endings to this game, and it all depends on player choice, which can only be a good thing, right? So let's break down those two parts, right? As detective, you can use your AI unit called IBA to access functions like X-ray vision and zoom, and there was another one, I can't remember what it was, but that pretty much gets you around the real world. I'm yet to unlock a lot more functions as I play through the game. I've only played, I think, maybe 3 hours into this, so we're still early on. And now for the Somnium bit, which is very difficult to explain. Okay, so first, the word Somnium, right? Well, insomnia is the absence of sleep. That's taken from Latin somnus, which is translated to without sleep. Somnium, is technically the opposite and is translated from the Latin as the dream. I know I could have just said it means the dream, but this video is a bit longer than the last two and I needed a bit of filler. God bless me, right? Anyway, in the Somnium state, you enter into a dreamlike state inside the victim's psyche, and more importantly, the memories. And you are made to solve puzzles to unlock barriers and clues called mental blocks. So the more mental blocks you can unlock within the Somnium state, the more clues you will have in real life. I hope I've done that justice. It's, like I said, it's difficult to explain, but in real time it plays very, very well. So what this game does initially, very, very well, and that's just a personal opinion of mine, of course, as these videos are going to be my personal opinion. It does hint at a much larger story. It has me intrigued straight away. I've only played around 3.5 to 4 hours of this, but the rating for this game does get must keep playing because already it's got me kind of hooked. But I needed to get this video done while I had the early gameplay in mind, so I could explain the entire Somnium thing and stuff. So with that said, yeah, that's my 3 games for the week. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and while the intro to this game plays out, let me say thank you for watching if you've made it this far. If you didn't make it this far, I thank you anyway just for jumping in, saying hello, whatever. So I intend on continuing this series. I'm going to go alphabetically. So I've already got the 3 games downloaded for next. I don't see anyone else doing this kind of thing, so if you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, share it out. Feel free to comment below. Also, please come and find me on Xbox and Twitch, and you will find me at AnimateEvil857 on those. My YouTube, which you already know because you're here, and my Twitter account, the same, animate_evil. I want to make a massive shout out for Darth Praxis, who did the voice at the beginning, the You're Watching Animated Evil thing. He is amazing. At Praxis Darth on Twitter. Do you know what? You want any voiceover work? Get in touch with him. Also, please, and I implore you, please follow 4GQ TV and Stubbs Gaming on YouTube, where you will find me doing podcasts on games and all sorts of other things. With that said, all links will be in the description below for those channels. And peace out, gamers. Remember, play games, have fun.